8 points the gap between Man City and your mob. Who do you want to win tonight?
That sort of draw would be nice, wouldn't it?
Why? I don't get that. Why don't
you asked me the question.
Yeah, but okay, explain yourself.
Oh, well, like a draw.
Yeah, explain. Tell me the reason behind it.
Spurs to win.
What?
Spurs to win.
The Arsenal fan, Darren Bent.
To keep that gap.
Say, come on, Spurs.
No. Absolutely not.
How do you see the game going tonight? Because, of course, I still consider it pretty early on in the season, but it's a massive game for both of them for different reasons.
It is, and I've heard a lot of people speaking about Manchester City right now and not really at their best form, you'd have to say. We've certainly seen them play better, but on the flip side, neither are Spurs. So it's almost like if you're having to pick one of the lesser, then it's going to be I'd fancy Manchester City. Unfortunately against United with that dodgy decision. What wasn't dodgy was the result against Southampton. Southampton played really well when they beat them in the Cup. So I would expect Manchester City to win this game. It's very rare that Manchester City go where they lose 3 games on the bounce. That doesn't happen often. So I would expect Manchester City to bounce back and win this.
I want to get your views on this. This is nuts. Erling Haaland, of course, has come under some criticism following his performance in the Manchester derby. Defeat last weekend. Gabby Agbonlahor called for the forward to be dropped on the breakfast show this morning.
It won't happen tonight, but I want to see Man City play with the formation they played last season. Maybe give Haaland a rest for a game and play with a false 9. Get your Foden as a false 9. You've got Grealish either side with Mahrez, De Bruyne, Rodri, Gundogan in the middle, or Bernardo Silva. I want to see them play like last season to see if they look better with Haaland or without.
If Man City couldn't pick Haaland for whatever reason, suspended, injured, and they played with the front three of Mahrez probably on the right, Foden down the middle and Grealish on the left, I'd look at that and go, wow, they look fantastic, right? But if you've got a fit Erling Haaland,
play him.
He has to start, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got to play. There's nowhere on the planet you can leave him out if he's fully fit. So I get what Gabby's trying to say is that they look fantastic when they have that false 9. They've had that for a little while, to be fair, when they had Sterling and people like that. And even Gabriel Jesus, when he was there, played more from the wider areas. But you're right, when you've got someone who scores that many goals, you have to play him. I mean, 21 Premier League goals he's got already, and the Golden Boot winner won 23 last year. You have to play him. But
even that is nuts to say, isn't it?
It's bonkers, but I just think they have to find a way of playing to his strengths. There have been times where it looks like De Bruyne is the only one who's on the come. And Phil Foden, because they linked up quite well, certainly early on in the season. Yeah. That them two are the only ones that are on the same wavelength as him, but they all need to get on that same page because there's times where his movement's so good, but they just don't give that final pass.
Will any City fans listening to this actually think we are better? It just sounds wrong saying it, but maybe we should drop Haaland. No. Even asking that question sounds nuts. So let me just tell you this, Ben. I don't know if you know or not. His longest goal drought ever
2 games.
Is 2 games. Yeah. So if he doesn't score tonight, it's 3. Right?
You might get some Manchester City fans going. I don't think you'll ever get a Manchester City fan come on and go, "We're better without him." But you might get a Manchester City fan come on and say, "We're more rounded without him," because then there's so many different avenues of goal scorers. I think last season they had 5 players over 10 goals in the Premier League, which is mad to have 5 players over 10. And I think this season maybe you've got, maybe 2 over 10, or 2 over 5, not even 10. So no, I think if you've got someone who's that lethal in front of goal, you have to play him and you have to just put the pieces around him.
I mentioned the gap between you and them being, of course, Arsenal. Sorry, Arsenal, Man City's 8 points at the moment. You've both played 18 games. Still a long way. You're not even halfway through the season. You will be after tonight. If Man City don't win this one, how difficult is it going to be for them to win the Premier League? Will the alarm bells be ringing, or is it still way too early to even panic about that?
What, for Manchester City?
Oh, well, from your perspective as well, will you be looking at this going, well, it's ours to lose now? Or
still, at the minute, it's Arsenal's to lose because they've got an 8-point gap.
I know, but we're not even halfway through. It's nuts.
But that's still 3 defeats. Really. Yeah. I know it's 9 points, but do you know what I mean?
You've got to play them twice, right?
Got to play them twice. Okay. So no, you wouldn't be saying it's ours to lose because I still think it is with the 8-point gap that they've got. But of course, if Manchester City were to get beat and that remained, and then Arsenal was to get the result of the weekend, then of course you've got Arsenal the favourites. But I think people are reluctant to write Manchester City off because we've seen them do it time and time again, where they've had to go right into 90 points. Messi just scored, by the way. I thought I'd let you know that little game. That you have to go right to the very end. You can't switch off at all. You can't switch off at all.
Okay. And from Tottenham's perspective, right, Richarlison, who had he had a wonderful World Cup.
Yeah, he did.
Right? Does he start if everyone's you got Son, you got Harry Kane, you got Kulusevski, and you got
you think of the 3 that play up top, right?
Yeah.
Out of the 3, the one that's probably playing the worst is Son. Kane's obviously playing exceptionally well. Kulusevski, you can see the impact that he makes with this. But it's Richarlison. Where do you? Because Richarlison had a fantastic World Cup playing down the middle. He's never going to... While Harry Kane is fit...
There's no way you can get them both in. You can't have Harry Kane playing the 10.
But then one of the other two have got to come out.
So you can't do it?
Not really, no. Because Harry Kane... I know Harry Kane drops deep, but I don't think he wants to start there. He obviously starts up front and drops into little pockets. So I think Richarlison's going to have to bide his time.
Okay, can you see a Spurs win tonight? And if they don't win, their chances are top 4. Would you be worried if you're a Spurs fan? Because Newcastle, Manchester United, Man City and Arsenal flying high at the moment. I
can see a Spurs win because I said it last year. They won't beat Man City and they've done them twice. So there's always an opportunity. Certainly when you've got him up the top end of the pitch, Kane, who's... Again, this is one of them games where he's looking at the other end and he's seen Haaland and he's going, all right, let's have a look. You versus me, because that's what strikers do. That's what they think.
That's what we're talking about at the moment. We're talking all things Erling Haaland. Do you drop him? See, he's nuts even asking that question, do you drop him? Because Man City play so much better. I think with him, he scored, 21 goals?
I don't say play better with him.
Okay, they have more chance of winning with him.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? So you think they play better without him?
I'm not saying they play better without him, but you look at what they've done the last 4 out of 5 years.
Yeah.
They play wonderful football, didn't they?
They have.
And now they find themselves 8 points behind
You're
Arsenal.
talking about one of the best number 9s in world football.
He's not the best.
He has to play. If
any
football fans...
I'm playing him every game.
Of course. If any football fans, not just City fans, would drop him, right? I want to hear from you. 03717223344.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.